Need anything else?
You? No.
Okay. Then he turned around and began cleaning up the drink station. She let out a long, slow sigh. She really didn't have a reason to linger. Slowly, very slowly, she added one sugar packet to her coffee, then another, then a third, all while watching Asher. She wasn't going to drink the coffee, so it didn't really matter what it tasted like. And since she wasn't going to drink it, she wasn't going to stir the design away either. Reluctantly, she covered the coffee with a white to-go lid, then turned to walk out the door. She didn't make it very far, though, because she ran right into a brick wall. Well, it wasn't really a brick wall, it just felt like one. Large, hard, and uncompromising. But breathing, which brick walls definitely didn't do. "Clara Campbell, fancy meeting you here." Clara blinked and stared up into Alex Donnelly's forest green eyes and felt a strange response that seemed to originate in her stomach and travel upward to her chest, where it twisted, hard and sharp. After looking at Asher, his understated physique and much softer brown gaze, the sight of Alex was jarring. Too intense, too masculine, too a lot of things. His dark hair wasn't military short anymore. It was long enough to hang into his face. He pushed it back off his forehead, and again, something twisted, low and deep inside of her. And then it wasn't only his features that seemed too sharp. It was seeing him at all. She had been studiously avoiding him ever since he moved back to Copper Ridge. If ever she'd caught a glimpse of him out of the corner of her eye, she'd gone the other way. The last time she'd seen him up close had been at Jason's funeral. Pain washed through her, canceling out all of the good Asher feelings from only a moment before. No wonder she'd had such a strong, immediate response to the sight of Alex. The man was dragging a bunch of her baggage in with him. Another thing she liked about Asher? He was separate from her life, from her pain. Alex was all wound up in it. "Hi, Alex," she said, clutching her coffee cup tight, the warmth bleeding through to her palms, which she was grateful for at the moment, since her stomach had gone ice cold at the sight of him. "I've been meaning to stop by," he said. "That's really okay," she said, and she meant it. More than okay. Jason's death meant that she was alone. Both of her parents were already gone. They'd had children later in life, and when her mother had gotten sick, her father had done everything he could to make his wife comfortable as her health declined. She'd died when Clara was 12, and there had been no amount of preparation that could soften the blow, no amount of expectedness that could have made it feel less like a giant, ugly hand had reached into their life and wrenched the beauty out of it, leaving nothing but a dark abyss. Their father had thrown himself into work, into the ranch, and into drinking. He'd tried to be there for his kids, but it had been too hard for him to look at them sometimes, and Clara could understand. It had been hard to look at him, too. Hard to look at him and see the grief, stark and horrible, on his face. And then he'd died of a heart attack when Clara was 17. The stress of caregiving and loss, too much for his body. And now Jason. A black sense of humor honed out of necessity, since a good portion of her life had been very dark indeed, and she'd had to find ways to laugh. Forced her to wonder if she should look out for stray lightning bolts. Whatever the reason, hex, divine intervention, or plain bad luck, the Campbell family hadn't been very long-lived. So now Clara was alone, and really, she wanted to get to the business of being alone. She did not want to deal with Alex's dutiful presence, because that's all it would be. He and Jason had been in the military together. They'd been friends and brothers in arms. She had a suspicion Alex had even been there when her brother was killed. So, of course, the guy felt some sense of something, a desire to make sure she was okay, the need to check on her and the ranch, and